Can you dig it and start?
Yes. Flex, muscles. Macho.
Poses.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Apart from Rob Thompson, who is stoic, taking that absolute fierceness here on Monday for Waterdeep Mallrats Dragon Heist episode 7.
Oh, what a lovely juicy number, isn't it? 7.
7.
Ooh, magical.
7. Go on,
Lucky.
Mr. Thompson, please give us the number 7 through your microphone.
Look at that gorgeous light.
I'm tanning right now.
You do look like you look a little bit like what's his name? Who is that really annoying like folk singer in like the noughties? Damien something.
Damien. No, I was going to say Damien Hirst. Different guy.
That's what I guess.
Damien Dempsey.
Damien Rice.
Damien Rice. You do look like you do
Yes.
some sort of like modern folk.
Babylon.
Babylon.
Oh my God, David Gray. I absolutely love David Gray. Yeah.
White Ladder. Absolute. great
Banger.
album. Love it.
Absolutely. Oh, he's brilliant. He reminds me of really long car journeys when I was a kid. My parents went through a proper David Gray phase. And you know that song that's like, the lights are changing, red to green, or whatever it is. That's an awful impression. But it reminds me of like being stuck in the car and just listening to that song, like, and needing a wee, because I always needed a wee in the car when I was younger. So
Not the most annoying of references. Oh, you remind me of being stuck in a car and needing a wee.
So is it every time you hear the song that you need to go for a wee?
yeah, it's like Pavlov's dogs. Mine is all toilet related.
Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights changing.
Oh God.
Green or red.
Be right back, guys.
Oh my God. And there's also a period of time when it was the only song on the radio as well.
Oh yeah.
Those
And
are
like-
the good times, Joe.
Even like 2 years after the album came out, it was still the song that was played on the radio like forever. Oh,
Yeah.
Easy listening, middle of the road crap, isn't it? I actually saw something about that recently about the guy from Gautier. And it said he is the ultimate troll because had a song, came out, went everywhere, disappeared, and now literally is just somebody that we used to know.
Oh my God.
If that was their plan, I'm all for it.
Yep.
I'm all for it. Mission accomplished.
Okay,
That is good.
let's get some one-hit wonders in the chat. So one-hit wonders from your childhood. Just bung them in the chat, and let's see what kind of pops up. Because I remember, like, what was it, Babylon Zoo? Because it was like the greatest 45 seconds of a song.
Yeah.
And then they went on top of the Pups because it got number 1 because of the Levi's advert, and it was like, oh, they're like crazy acid goth rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know they actually released a second song 6 months later, and it was called "All the Money's Gone," and it was literally about the fact that they were a one-hit wonder. Like, they've spent all their one-hit wonder money, and now they need some more.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Do you
God,
remember
Zombie-
Soldier Boy?
Yeah.
I know it's much later. You know, he started making a knockoff console. He started trying to he made, like, I can't remember what it is, like basically a fake PlayStation, and he started selling it online. So you can buy, I think it's called the Soldier system or something. And he went into games design. Well, not really, but yeah. Anyway, back to tanning. Carry on.
Does it plug into the mains, or do you have to crank it?
You have to crank it. Only Superman games were released on it as well.
Who? Who?
Who?
Watch that, Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm seeing so much sort of Hoob Stank, Stiltskin.
Oh, the reason.
Oh
The
my God.
reason.
Is you.
Oh my God, Zombie Nation.
There's no limit. Yes,
Oh,
Bevans.
Absolute
There's no
classic.
limit. No,
Yeah,
no,
that is a
no,
belt.
no. I love that song.
I used to think they were so
Oh.
cool as a kid.
I really love that Bevan has actually done it in the chat. I didn't realise
Oh,
that. I thought she
yeah.
was saying no to Kurt Clark. Don't at me. Okay, everybody in the chat, at Kurt Clark. Just send him a message, just because he's asked not to be.
I'm doing it now. Just gonna put a love heart.
Oh,
There
you
we
showed him,
go.
Evie.
Yeah.
exactly.
Take that. Take my love.
Crushed it.
Yeah, that's how aggressive I am in real life. I hate, love you. Ah!
Right, so good to see so many people on the chat. Oh, Red Panda Gamers here, lovely. Good to see you. Kurt Clark, obviously, Heavens Bevans, it's great to see you. Mama Thorpe, woo! For the Mama Thorpe. But yep, I'm just trying to see. Oh, Gabby's here. Who's Gabby? Oh, it's you, Gabby. Okay.
That's me.
So Evie's here, which is great. Alex is here. So if you are lurking in the background, which I don't think a lot. Oh, who's that? Who's Ganj Pansy? Who's that?
Love the name.
Exactly, it's a great name. I don't know who it could
Yeah.
possibly be.
Sounds like a
But welcome to everybody who's here. I think everyone who is here is actually chatting. But if you are lurking in the background, do say hi. We are a loving and wonderful community. As you can see, we're all a bit stupid, and we, I mean, like stupid.
Yeah.
But we are definitely something to kind of have a chat with. So to say hi.
Hi.
So I think we've all been
Hello.
quite busy. Oh, thanks, Rob. We've all been quite busy this week, doing bits and pieces. I'd like to see how. Let's go, Dan. Dan, how have you been busy this week?
I have been busy. I went to see my nan this week.
Oh,
Yeah. I went to go and see my nan for the first time in probably about 7 months.
Oh,
And it was lovely. She's not been very well for quite a while, and it was really nice. She's better now, but it was really nice to sort of sit in with her. We've managed to like do a bubble thing with her, with like, because none of us live in Southampton, we can have like a bubble sorted, and yeah, just lovely to just sit in her house and be surrounded by snacks. Just like, oh, I've got some biscuits, do you want any biscuits? She then proceeds to produce 7 different types of things, none of which were biscuits, but some of which were ice cream that she just sat there, and I didn't realize until it was like starting to melt. But she was like, yeah, she was just, it was so lovely, and yeah, it really sort of warmed my heart, and yeah, absolutely so worth it. Big love, Nan. Miss you, Nan.
Big love, Dan, Nana Dan, I think.
Yeah, Nana Dan.
Nana Dan. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that makes me feel so good and warm inside. And I'm glad that she's feeling better as well.
Yeah, loads better. Like, and it was so like, it's been so lovely to see her in person in entertaining mode and holding court mode when she's been like, you know, she's been struggling recently, and she was holding court. She was singing, she was doing voices, she was cracking jokes, she was dancing around. She's 83.
Oh,
amazing.
legend.
I know, she's a
Should get her on there to replace Pups.
Yeah,
Aw.
I think you're probably about right.
I just need to quickly say thank you to Daz for giving Kurt Clark a sub. Thank you for that. Big
Yeah.
much appreciated. Not sure why the target's not changing. Done as usual here. Oh, we've got another one coming through. Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Alex.
I think
for
it's
resubbing.
new people that hit the bar. It's not resubs. That's what
Alright.
I discovered last week.
Oh right, that's annoying. I'm going to change that because
Yeah.
that's annoying. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're also just to give an update. We are 8 away from our follower goal.
Ooh.
So close. So close. Oh, can I follow my own channel? No, I can't follow my own channel. That's annoying.
Can't follow yourself, like chasing your tail.
Exactly.
It's so close. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Ah.
So if you are lurking in the background and you don't want to chat, but you haven't followed us yet, it'd be great if you give us a quick follow. I'd really, really appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, so that sounds like a great week. So that's lovely, Dan. I'm going to see how Gabby's week been. How your week been, Gabby?
Yes, been good, thanks. I am from the wonderful to the ridiculous. I've spent some time researching the JFK assassination this week. For no other reason apart from I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm looking at some of the conspiracies around like the government involved and like the mafia involved and stuff. So, yeah.
That's really cool.
I'm itching to ask the question now, though. Like, who done it?
Well, I don't know, because there's obviously more than one gunshot that's on record. So, who knows? But it's also mad that, you know, Jackie O, his wife, she got out the car and she can't remember, like, she couldn't remember getting out the car and, like, all of the... Yeah, anyway, I mean, it's probably not like a light conversation fun to be having right now, but it's fucking interesting. And obviously in England, obviously, because I wasn't born, but then, and then you don't really, you just hear it in passing.
Yeah.
And so to actually research it is mental, because imagine if that happened nowadays, that'd be so bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like an event that you know has happened, but you weren't there. It just sounds like a story. And then when you actually look at it, you're like, whoa, like it's crazy.
That must have been. Oh, God, yeah.
I love Mama Thorpe has just said hashtag Oshi was the third man.
Oh my God, Mama, no!
She was.
Back into the left. Back into the left.
Oh my gosh.
So good. Oh no, it was Dan. Sorry, I thought it was Mama Thorpe. It was Dan. Sorry.
I so believed it was Mama Thorpe there.
Mama Thorpe told me. I got a sending spell from Mama Thorpe.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so good. Gabby, is there a particular documentary that's good?
There's actually not, but I mean, not that I've watched. I was just doing a load of, because I really love reading the comment section on like social media and stuff as well. I'm obsessed with it, mate. I'm obsessed with it. Especially in like the true crime, like the true crime. Oh my God, people kick off. I love it. I just lurk. But it was all like Reddit conspiracy theory places. But there's some really good films. I'll have to look and tell you, because some people won Oscars and shit for playing Jackie O. So.
It'd be great if you actually on our Discord channel we do have a recommended TVs and film section, so maybe you could pop some stuff in there.
Yes.
We could do a conversation next week of like who done it, or as they say on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who has done this.
Who has done this? Oh, so good.
We could do like unsolved true crime cases, like the staircase.
Yes.
And talk about that.
Yes. Lots to say. So much to say about true
crime.
I love
it. This is also Heavens Bevins' like forte as well, so we can just go absolutely nuts on this. All right, let's pop it. If you could pop those into the TV film channel. And actually, this is probably a good time to actually kind of pop this on to pop our Discord on. Actually,
yeah.
Let's have a
get involved.
Get involved with the Discord. With the Discord.
Because
there's some other things might be popping up on there at some point.
There might be. If you're listening in a little bit later, I might reveal what they are.
Discord channel, or not Discovery channel.
That was so tantalising.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just trying to wake Rob up.
No, it's good, guys. Good. It sounds like I'm listening to a podcast. You're all doing wonderful.
Oh dear.
I know, Alex Bell, I haven't set up a Discord code yet, but I will definitely do that next time. Thank you for reminding me. So we might as well jump over to Rob Thompson, who looks like he's basking in the sunshine, getting tanned and stuff, feeling great and getting loads of vitamin D.
He's trying to be cool. Look how cool he's trying to be.
Oh yeah, there we go.
It's like ice cream.
Succeeding in, you mean?
You look like you're holding ice cream.
I am. Let's get ready for some ice cold conversation while I recount my exciting week. It started well. I bought some new wireless headphones, wearing them. Little, £15. Success. The sound is good. The mic on them is shite. Secondly, I won 60 quid on the Grand National. There you go. Bet on a horse.
60 quid.
60 quid. Yeah. What was her name? Rachel Blackmore. First female
jockey.
National. First female jockey. Yeah. Fair play to her. I won money. And the third and most exciting thing is I nearly cut my middle finger off whilst cooking the other day.
Ooh.
I'm alive. Don't worry. Chill out. I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah, turned out to just be the nail. But now, I've got an ice cream, looking at the sun, burning my retinas, enjoying the evening. How are you, Joe? How are you?
Oh, I'm really good, thank you very much, mate. I mean, my eyes are being burnt by artificial light because I got my ring light on, which is sort of gives you a little bit of a migraine, but you got to deal with it because that's what streaming's about. But I've been good. I've been playing a few games this week. I had a wonderful time on Saturday. I don't know if some of you guys come and joined us over at Zach's Big Wave. I had a great time playing an anti-fascist, which was really nice. Warlock. Had a lot of fun. So if you do want to check that out, that's on the VODs over at Zach's Big Wave, and I'm guessing he's going to pop it onto YouTube at some point. And then I started playing Days Gone, which is like a zombie apocalypse game. And I have never been as terrified. So pretty much it's sort of like, yeah, you're some sort of like biker dude. I'm a biker dude. And you're kind of going through a forest. I was on PS4. Yes, it is a PS4. I don't know if it's exclusive, but it probably is. But I was wiring up this like old medical center, and I forgot to turn all the speakers off. And then I turned it on, and it was like, rah, 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 and I just thousands and thousands and thousands of zombies turned up. And then I got stuck in a save hole where it was like literally I would respawn, the doors would open, and thousands of them would just pour in, and I would just get eaten. So I spent an hour having my guts kind of ripped apart.
Yes. Fucking love zombie stuff.
So Kurt has just said that Days Gone is the free PlayStation Plus for April.
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm all over that.
Oh mate, it's been so much fun. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, hey, you want to drive on your bike? Okay, cool. Yeah, you ran out of fuel. Okay, yeah, you want to escape zombies? Yeah, cool. There's no bullets anywhere. You want to beat them to death? Yeah, it takes like 20 hits to kind of get rid of a zombie. Oh, you want to run? Oh, you don't have stamina.
Oh my god! How do you win? Do you is that the whole point? Is that you just
survival?
Don't win?
Yeah,
survival. I think there is a point in which it kind of changes to being like, okay, cool, you're naked in the woods and being rubbish, to okay, you can handle this game. But I think at that point it's like millions of zombies, so I am looking forward to that.
I do love a game where you're just like
yeah, exactly. Like tarantula.
Yeah, I was gonna say almost as traumatic as tarantulas.
Fucking hell.
So Kurt, I will send you my PS4 handle so that we can. I don't even know if you can play multiplayer on it, but either way, there's bound to be something that we can play together. Maybe we do kind of like PS4 freebie play a month, and we'll see what we do.
Well, if anyone wants to put theirs in the chat, like feel free, and then everyone can start adding each other. Do you know what?
Actually pop it on the Discord. Pop it into the Discord.
Yes.
So that means it's a little bit more like inside and a bit more private because it'll be with us guys only. So that could be
shout.
I'll make a quick channel actually for PS4 for PS channels. Hang on.
Nice. Pop it in the Discord. Pop it in the Discord.
And while Joe, you're doing that, I'm just going to take this time to just chat quickly about our big project that we've got coming up. The reason why we've got a big old sub goal, it's our in-person trailer that we want to make for season 4. So you guys should know that in this trailer, we're all going to appear, and we're all going to appear in character. We've got some ideas as to how that's going to go, but we are also open to some suggestion. We're going to have a production meeting real soon to hash out a full plan. But we've got a team involved, we've got a team attached, and we're really excited about it. So if you've got any ideas, if you've got any scenarios that you'd like to see, if you've got any like moments or motifs that you want to see, please throw it into the chat or throw it into the Discord, and we'll take it on for when we put together our the shot list and the idea with the director. So the way that you can support us currently is by doing what a few of you guys have been doing already, which is renewing your subs. You can use your Twitch Prime subs, so you don't even have to spend any money and just divert a little bit of Bezos's money in our direction. Or, as again we've been seeing on here, yes, Daz, we can consider doing the sewer scene if you can figure out a location for us. And the other ways you could do it, you could give someone a sub, or if you're feeling especially bougie, down on our info pad there is a donate button, just a direct PayPal donation button, which all goes, everything at the moment, anything that we make from the stream is going to go to this project. And also, I won't say too much, but if you're a fan of merch, we might have something for you coming up real soon.
Ooh.
Special
Tantalizing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
maybe.
Yep. So there's a couple of
Consider
things.
yourself tantalized.
Exactly. Thank you very much for tantalizing my. No, that's not the right way. So we've had a lot of things on the chat, which has been I think this Ganj Banshee guy has been talking about drink driving Mario Kart, which I think is a great idea. Don't drink and drive unless you're doing a Mario Kart.
Have you ever played that? Have you ever done the Mario Kart drinking game?
No.
Where you have to finish. You
You're
start.
not allowed to
with the full
drive
pint.
whilst drinking.
Yeah. You start the race with a full can of beer. You have to finish the race. You're not allowed to finish the race until you've finished your beer, and you're not allowed to drink and drive. So you've got to pull over by the side of the road. At a certain point, do you fly off and try and build a lead? Do you go at the start and wait for everyone else? It is brilliant.
Neck it
I
at the
really
start.
enjoy
Always neck it at the start. That's,
I love this.
seriously simple.
Yeah, it's got to be the way.
Totally up for this.
Possibly something to consider for a couple of weeks' time for something we might be having going on.
Yeah, so
What,
I think
You guys all
Zach
getting a
is-
Switch, are you?
Aw.
So I think Zach was talking about this on their channel as well. It is coming up to our birthday in May, so we are planning a week of games. Let the games begin.
Yeah.
And where we've got lots and lots of guests, DMs coming in. A few kind of friends from other streams will be popping in as well, and we might be doing some swaps over. We might be doing some different games other than D&D as well, playing some other role-playing games. We're thinking maybe, I think me and Dan were throwing about an idea of a death match between all the characters from as many streams as we can get together, which I think
Our
would be
team versus other teams, last person standing with a fucking trophy.
Yeah,
That is
so
such a good
good.
idea.
Such a good idea.
And could it be like a mega health potion that we're allowed to take into a real stream? That's like the trophy.
Ooh, could
That's,
be.
yeah.
Oh, Fizzlekins is here. Speaking of the devil,
Fizzlekins!
it'd be really great to see you, mate. Sort of like throwing down the chef vibes.
Yes. Oh, exciting.
Oh, that'd be really good fun. But that's a good idea. And we'd also like to maybe do a VIP gamers as well. So maybe see if any of you guys are interested. You'd like to run a little game from me to run for you guys. For saying thank
Who
you.
wants to come play? Who wants to come play?
So we've got lots of things planned. Nothing is confirmed as usual. Nothing is denied as usual.
I can tell you one thing that is confirmed. One of the prizes is going to be sitting in the sunshine with me, saying nothing. No conversation will be had, but we'll sit there peacefully, enjoying.
Socially distanced.
I'll let you sit 1.7 meters close to me. 1.7.
Ooh, a whole foot closer.
The danger zone.
Literally the danger zone.
Splash zone.
Looks like we got our first player. So
There will be ice cream.
So Heaven Bevins is interested.
Yeah.
So that was quite fun. So yeah, if you are interested, bug it in the Discord, and we can kind of get going from that one, which will be really nice.
I love that Zach and Fizzlekins have already like throwing some smack down.
Oh, you want to come down here? You want to come down on Monday? We're gonna come down there. We're gonna smack you in the face. We're gonna put you on the ground. You know, it's gonna be very much like that, I think.
Oh, so good.
Yep, it's gonna be. It's funny enough with Zach's lot, it'll be literally our school versus their school, which I think is gonna be quite fun.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're gonna show you how we do things over in Europe.
With lots of apologies.
Yeah, lots of
And
apologies.
drinking and swearing.
Yeah, lots of drinking and swearing, probably dying in the first round and then saying sorry for it. But it looks as if challenge accepted, so we'll just drop that down and see what happens from there. Haven't spoken to them guys at all about this. I just thought it might be fun to announce it and see what happens. But that also means that we might be challenging also for DM Philly as well. So that might be a nice one to kind of go on and see if we could get Kurt Clark to eat that hummus, that chocolate hummus.
We just do a live stream of Kurt eating dessert hummus.
Yes.
Oh god, I'd so watch that.
Actually, it'd be Kurt and Dan going.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Just with some like classical music in the background, just.
Watch it, but
Different types of hummus. You have to guess which one it is. So like chili hummus, red pepper hummus, caramelized onion.
Banoffee pie hummus.
Yeah. Banoffee pie hummus, chocolate hummus.
Yeah,
Tiramisu hummus.
I'm totally up for that. Oh, Kurt's been live streaming that for years. Sign up to his OnlyFans.
Nice.
Yes.
But let's talk about DM Philly. Actually, I think they are running tonight. Is that right, Dan?
Yes, yeah. They're running tonight at 2 a.m. They're having a bit of a side quest from their existing game. But it's going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, Kurt, it's just going to be essentially like a one shot from their own game. So they have a slightly smaller group, but they are incredible. Their visuals are amazing, and Rich's voice is like velvet hummus
mixed with velvet butter, poured on velvet toast, and served on a velvet plate with velvet ganache. Oh, we love his voice so much.
Yeah.
Yep, I think everybody in the chat is reminding me, and don't worry, chat people at home, I have not forgotten. It was there in my head. Evie.
Oh, that's so cute.
Evie.
Oh, stop it.
How's
That's
your
actually
week
really
been?
sweet. Yeah, it's been lovely. Thanks for asking, everyone.
sweet.
What
Come
have
on,
I
let's play
done?
D&D.
Oh, got some things to say. What have I got to say? Okay, I'll be really, really quick.
You don't have to be quick.
I
You
did
don't
some
have to be quick.
workshops.
You don't have to be quick.
Okay, so I did some workshops, which was lovely, online and in person, socially distanced. Made a horror film with some 12 to 16-year-olds. Well, I say a horror film. We made a horror film trailer because I was like, how am I going to engage this group? Because 12 to 16 is a weird age, and they didn't really want to be there. So I was like, let's do something cool. So we did that. That was really fun. I've been playing my flute for the first time in 100,000 years. Picked up my flute because I got a cheeky little audition for an actor muso thing. Ooh, exciting. But I was like, I literally picked up my flute and I was like, oh, I did not clean you before I put you away. And like literally, like it's so bad because you have to clean it, like not just the inside for obvious reasons like spit and stuff, but the oils on your fingers, you don't realize like how many like germs, oils, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was great. So I needed to take it to a nice man who was still doing repairs, because a lot of the shops obviously weren't at that point, and he was like the only one like, don't worry, love, come on in, I'll sort you out. Come into my workshop, I'll give you a flute of service. No, sorry, that was really stereotypical. He wasn't like that at all. He was lovely. But yeah, he was the saving grace because literally no shop in London was doing it. So I got it serviced, and now it looks better and it sounds a bit better. But I'm slowly driving my housemates insane because obviously it's only one song I need to play, and it's The Entertainer over and over again.
No, don't affect us with it.
Yeah, it's a minute and a half long.
Live performance of Evie J, the fluky
Yes,
one.
I'll do it.
The Entertainer.
I've got an image in my head of like, in Anchorman when they do the jazz flute. I kind of imagine you like that.
Yeah. Jumping up on my bed, running around the house, getting on the side of the kitchen. Oh, it's so annoying. It's definitely not entertaining for them anymore. Or me. I've played it so many times now, but yeah. So that's actually it's been really fun to be like, oh, I do actually remember this. Like, this is still a thing that I do and that I enjoy. So it's been very nice, very therapeutic. Very,
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. We are all updated, but not quite. Because we still don't remember what happened last week. My head doesn't remember anything that happened last week. And I can't go onto the YouTube channel, which is clearly going to be pasted on our chat in a second, to go back and have a look at all of the other stuff that we've done for the last year. But I can't remember what happened last week. Suntan Rob, what happened last week?
Hello, I am Suntan Rob, hoping to get as red as my microphone and headphones. So what in the nine hells happened last week? Let me tell you. It was a session of confessions and awakenings. Baggi stole all the fucking house cutlery while attempting to build a homemade rustic cannon. Big Phatts was almost pushed to the point of murdering the group whilst trying to make some eggs. Oshi was actually driven to the point of murder as she tracked down a previous acquaintance who was missing a knife in their back that she so graciously placed back into it. Pups met a strange spirit version of Tunk and was forced to make a difficult choice, a morality that he juggled, whether to put Tunk out of his misery or let him live in pain. And the session finished with Pups confessing to the group that when they were children, he had reluctantly made a deal with Asmodeus, the archdevil of the Nine Hells, where he bartered with the entire group's souls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we've now kind of revealed all of your guys' subclasses. I've just realised I haven't edited anything on the stream, so you're all down as level 2, but you're not. You're level 3. So we now know that we have a Phantom Rogue with Oshisota. We have a Ancestral Guardian with Ancestral Guardian Barbarian with Big Phatts. We have an Artillerist Artificer with Baggi. And then we've got the Mercy Monk with Pups, the Goblin as well. So that's kind of now we're all kind of sorted. However, we are not going to do a montage this week. Controversial. Unless you guys tell me otherwise. Great. So we're going to rerun the last oh, hang on. Sorry, I've got both my cats in my room and they both decided to start going crazy. Hang on, let me go get them.
Oh, babies.
Cats.
We gotta pause for the cats because the cats are here, and then that's what we like to show on the stream.
If you would like to hear this song with a flute accompaniment, you can tune in at the break.
I actually think we should do it.
I was going to say, can you bring it back after we take the break and you attempt to play the entertainer.
Yeah.
We can mute. We can mute.
Yeah, it'd be great.
ourselves.
Aww.
It is Scar, everybody. Say hi to Scar.
Hi,
everyone.
Scar.
You killed Mufasa.
It's because he's Tito. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, he's so cute. Little cutie.
No.
I know, I love cats. I wish we had a cat. Oh, wait, we do have a cat. But the cat doesn't love me. That's what I mean. Like, I wish we had a cat that loved me. So.
Oh, God. No, it's okay. Scar is a nut job. He's like, you know that weird, he's a weird kid. Proper weird kid. But I love him so.
Yeah, we love the weird kids.
They're the best ones.
So I thought maybe we can kind of go in with the last sort of 30 seconds of this conversation from last week. I'm going to turn off this really kind of like, ooh, nice music. And
Big jazz flute.
Exactly. I hate you. So I'm going to put the scary tracks on because that really worked last week. So I'm trying to think back to the last question, which I think was from Oshi. Last question.
Yeah, she said me. Yeah.
So the scene that we have is you guys are in the kitchen, just trying to make eggs, and Pups has come back from the monastery and is bleeding out. I think Baggi healed them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sat at a table together as Pups started to talk about a deal that he had made.
Everyone, as in me, you, and Baggi.
And Tunk. I didn't know what I was doing.
Where's Tunk?
I don't know. But he said that Tunk and everyone else would be in service to him forever. I'm sorry.
What? Someone needs to. What does that mean?
He said
It
something
means
about
Tunk is in the Nine Hells.
Forever. Forever?
If that's what the deal was, then yes.
Oshi flies at Pups. Trying to grab him.
Yep. Okay, let's you gonna try and grab him. Okay.
Yeah, around the neck.
You're gonna try and throttle him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's do a grapple. Let's do a grapple check. I'm gonna move over to the play screen so that we can have a look at this. All right. So yeah, could you do a contested? Could you do your as athletics, and Pups you can use acrobatics or athletics, as we see her launch across the table.
Unless
sort
you
of
want
like-
to fail it.
Yeah, unless you want to fail it. As all of those plates go smashing everywhere, all over the floor, she's scrambling over the table.
15 for Pups.
So how does that happen, Pups? When you kind of launch, when she launches towards you, how do you get out of the way?
I think there's just like a because the hands are coming up near the mask. I think there's just like a jump backwards. It's almost like a backflip backwards, and like stands up and almost shocks himself at what he's just spun, but just goes, whoa, wait.
Do you wait, Oshi?
I think she's like stumbled over the table, so she's just trying to get herself back up and correct herself.
And she's
And
like
then she turns to,
yeah, you
yeah,
can see your
yeah.
shoulders like heaving.
yeah. And she now looks at Baggi. She's not looking at Pups, but she lets him carry on, but she's not looking at him.
Go on then.
We can reverse the deal. I didn't think I was gonna have to deal with this so fast. It wasn't meant to happen like this.
What do you mean so fast? You've known about this for ages.
Not this Tunk. I didn't think he was gonna die. I didn't think he was gonna die in that boxing match. Like, we were living. We were safe. We were in our lane. We had a life.
Surviving. We have always been surviving. We weren't living.
We weren't in danger.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is that one of our friends is in danger, has been in danger for a very, very long time, has been experiencing the danger. So what exactly is it that we need to do? What was the deal?
The deal was we have to... It's all the Cassalanters. It's the whole Cassalanter family. All of 4 souls for 4 souls.
All the kids. The Cassalanters' children.
No, the family. The people who run the school. They've done some deal with their kids, with their 2 children, and they've been siphoning off all of the Institute's kids when they hit 9. Why do you think everyone's been going when they hit 9 years old? That's the Cassalanters doing. That was their deal with Asmodeus. And this was the only way that I could get out. He wanted me to choose one of you, and I couldn't choose one of you. So he said, okay, let's do everyone. And I said, well, the only way I'm going to do everyone is if I can have a counter deal to get you the Cassalanters. I was 8 years old. I was 8 years fucking old, and I was scared and I was terrified and I didn't know what to do. And I've been scared and terrified and not known what to do ever since. And I'm sorry. We can do something about this.
It's a mighty big task. Do they have to die? Or do they have to willingly give themselves to Asmodeus?
They have to willingly give themselves.
Fuck's sake. That is a different thing altogether.
So this moment of silence kind of kicks through the kitchen. I'd like to see what each of your hands are doing. So Oshi, what's your hands doing?
They're like clenched so tightly that her nails are like drawing blood in her palms. They're like so tightly clenched. She's broken the skin.
Baggi, what's your feet doing?
They are firmly on the ground, not able to move or shuffle, but one leg is like twitching really, really quickly, and all her toes are curled under.
And Big Phatts, what's your stomach saying to this?
It's considering the extremely old bottle of alcohol that Liv had offered the day before.
And Pups, what are you looking at?
The ground.
I think little Rix has stopped buttering the bread and is just paused in this silence, sort of that feels like it lasts for eternity.
This is why I did what I did. This is why I did this. Because now I can help. I can make sure that what happened to you, Oshi and Baggi, doesn't happen to Tunk.
And I think Oshi and Baggy, I think all of you kind of have this thought of like, he's setting himself up as a hero.
Have you done any research into Asmodeus since making that deal? Didn't think to learn more about the archdevil that you so casually gave your souls away to?
There was nothing casual about it, Phatts.
I understand that you were a child, but you've been living with this decision for over 10 years now. So let me inform you what a deal with Asmodeus means. You never win. The archdevil of the Nine Hells has lived eons, has made many deals with hundreds of thousands of people like you, and knows exactly what he is getting into. It is not as simple as becoming a fancy monk with a mask on to try and save your friends' lives. It is gonna take a shit ton of luck, and possibly many other deals on the way, to spare the 3 of your souls.
4. We need to get Tunk.
He's
4
gone.
of our souls. What?
That's that sudden realization of when Big Fat says the 3 of your souls, it's sort of like the realization of fuck, actually, what does that mean to Tunk?
But if we give Asmodeus what they want, then it won't bring him back, but it'll at least mean that he's not in the hells, right?
Do you think that a devil of the Nine Hells is going to keep his word? You think he's going to give your friend back? And if he does, what kind of state is your friend going to be in? It's not like living on Black Star Lane. He will have been tortured every single moment that he is alive down there. Fire and brimstone and murder and rape and pillage and plunder every second. That dwarf may have been happy up here, but he won't be down there. You need to know that. Because we have an uphill battle in our hands now. Four more souls. Cassalanters aren't going to be willing to give it up easy. So if we are going to do this, we need to force their hand.
Yeah.
As you hear the word hand, you see this drop of blood kind of coalesce on the fingertips of Oshisota, and it drops and lands on that dusty floor. It's almost as if the dust sort of flows upwards in slow motion and lands.
I don't care what it takes. I want to try.
You want to try and get those souls from the Cassalanters, or you want to try and get Tunk?
Both. By myself if I have to. I made this mess.
And when you say this made this mess, you hear that chuckle, that scoff from Oshi.
You got something to say?
Well, we only really need 2 souls to save Baggi and I. Tunk's already gone, and maybe it's just your destiny, Pups. 50% easier now.
And the devil works his magic.
That's not the deal, Oshi.
I didn't make any deal. It's not my deal.
No, I made the deal, and I'm telling you that's not the deal.
Then you need to undo it.
I intend to.
This like tapping gets louder and louder and louder as you can hear Baggi's foot gone from a twitch to a thump on her leg. It's just like bouncing on the floorboards now.
You can't do it by yourself, Pups. So you've got us into it. You can't get us out of it just by yourself. It has to be us. We're risking our lives, and then for what? If something goes wrong, then we end up like Tunk. And I don't blame Oshi for attacking you either, because you've known about this for years. That's processing time.
I don't blame her either. I'm surprised she went for me. I'm surprised you didn't just shoot me.
My arrows are upstairs.
This isn't going to help. Arguing about it isn't going to help. We have to come up with a plan. And at that point, I think Baggi's head is like going, who am I going to talk to? How are we going to do this? How do we get the Cassalanters to give up their souls? She's thinking these awful, awful things. And she's holding onto a jar in her pocket that just smashes in her hand, just breaks underneath.
And this gazer like
Oh fuck.
pops out, looks around, and it's like shriveled and like starving, and it just like zooms out the window.
Just
go and get some water. Jumps into a pond.
Notices the awkwardness in the room. Is like, cool.
And that smash, and she brings her hand up, and it's just the drops of blood falling onto the table as you kind of pick out the glass. And you sort of hold it together. And you keep your fist, and the blood pours through your knuckles. Just as Oshi's did.
I think she looks at it, and she kind of laughs to herself, and she's just like... It's funny to sort of see that and think that doesn't really belong to me anymore. And she starts like just touching the blood in her hand. No, it's not actually mine, is it? Because it's Asmodeus's.
I really am sorry, you know.
I think, Baggi, you think about all the times when you were a kid and growing up, the simple thought of be a good person. This hell will be broken if you were a good person. when you were a child, sat reading books in that dank dungeon, the only thought you had was be a good person.
Baggy kind of looks at her palms, watching the blood trickle, and just holds them down to Pups and just stares at him and just goes, so my life is in your hands. These hands I've used to control things, make things, have some kind of power and make an effect in the world. And I look at them now and I just think these are useless, pointless, powerless, because actually you have decided my fate and Oshi's and Tunk's.
To speak in Pup's defense, I should remind you he was 8 years old.
We all did stuff that we shouldn't have done when we were children to survive. Big Phatts, you weren't there.
I know. But no child is capable of understanding the magnitude of a deal with the devil. Children are optimistic.
That is true,
And no,
Phatts.
Baggi, your life is not in his hands. Your life is in your own. Your life has been in his hands until this very moment. Time to take it back.
And I think, Pups, you look over at these burning, bleeding hands. And you think about the protection that you can now do. And you think about the mistakes you have made in the past, and that this is a moment of that you will have to work really hard with your friends again. You don't see this as like a feeling that you've been resolved because you've said something. In fact, you see this as a start. A beginning
I
of
think,
something.
and also the Pups is used to Oshi being mad about things. Pups is used to Oshi being mad at Pups. Hearing what Baggi just said has just broken him.
And what do you do from here?
I think Big Phatts' reminder that Pups was a kid when all this happened kind of makes Baggi think of Pups as a kid, not what she sees before her now. Like the mask and the blood and the tattoo and everything. She really thinks about Pups at that age. And it kind of grounds her a little bit more, and she turns mostly to Oshi, actually, away from Pups. She turns to Oshi and says, we need some time away from this situation, away from each other, to sit with what we've just heard. Do what you need to do. And then when everyone is ready, we come back together and we work on how to solve this.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. You suggest us all leaving each other. But I will. I'm going to go. Oshi leaves.
Did you just see her kind of brush past everybody? Because I think there is the doors are all past. Oh no, you can turn around and go straight behind you.
Mm.
As you go out through the pub, and you just all of you hear the door slam.
Pups just slumps on the floor.
Baggi walks over to Pups and stands directly next to him. Not looking at him, he's lower on the floor. And she just says, I'm glad you told us. And then immediately leaves and heads up to her bedroom.
Did you kind of hear her go upstairs? And I think, do we hear a slam as well?
Mm-hmm.
As the door just gets slammed. As she disappears, leaving Big Phatts and Pups. Pups is slumped on the floor. And little Rick's is sort of coming over with... He had 4 cups of tea, but he kind of recognises that they're not needed. Kind of pushes it onto the table. And looks up at you, Big Phatts. He's not doing puppy dog eyes.
Hey.
He's literally just like, I don't know what's going on.
Sit down. I want you to hear this as well.
He goes and you just see one of the chairs move on its own and then climb up, and then he climbs up and he grabs one of the teacups, grabs hold of it. And he sits quietly because he recognises that this is a social courtesy of needs to sit, needs to listen.
And Phatts looks over at Pups. So how long are you gonna slump there for?
Pups doesn't answer.
You made a mistake, Pups. You need to know that, and I'm sure you've been living with it for a long time. But I will be damned if I watch you wallow in this. My life was saved by that dwarf. So get off your fucking ass and let's start planning on how to get those Cassalanters.
And Pups looks up at him, and his eyes are just streaming, like, and almost that like shallow breath, like sobbing, like that someone is offering a hand.
I think your mask is also creating like an amplification of that.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Sort of like, but also the tears are pouring into the cuts on your face as well.
Yeah, it stings like a motherfucker.
It's like, this is tears. It's not ugly crying. It's uncontrollable.
It's the 10-year emotional release.
Yeah, absolutely.
He looks up at Phatts and just tries it a few times. It probably takes a few chances to come through with the mask, and it's just, you just hear the slightest whisper of thank you.
Don't thank me yet. I expect you to cry, but I expect you to work.
Okay.
And he looks over at little Rix. Did you learn something?
And he just sort of nods.
Sometimes we make mistakes. We have to be held accountable for them.
And sometimes there's consequences.
That's right. We need to find everything that we can find out about Asmodeus and deals. I have heard stories of people going to the Nine Hells in search of lost souls, but those are most likely fantasy. We need to find out everything we can about the Cassalanters, about what kind of trouble they might be in, and how to force their hand. And above all, we need to find out how to keep this fucking family together.
Well, I don't know about the last one, but for Asmodeus and the Cassalanters, I think I might know where to start.
Pups, the three of you have targets on your back. Asmodeus can wait, but he might not. So if Oshi just walks out of here, she's in fucking danger.
I know. I mean, I could try and find her.
No. Your best bet is going to those monk friends of yours and finding out what they know about Asmodeus. Stop fucking torturing yourself. There's no time for that anymore.
Phatts,
I'm sorry. Carry on.
Phatts, what do you know about the Harpers?
I know they're an organization.
Do you want to do a history check for me? That's 20.
Yes!
I think I know a lot.
Yeah, I think probably what you're about to say is probably right. I'll fill you in with any details if you don't get everything.
If you can imagine a criminal organization doing bad things, evil and the like, imagine the flip side of that. Those are the Harpers. Heroes, warriors. They've been known to dabble in devil worship, stopping it and the like.
You also know, Big Fats, that they are, as you kind of express as well, this kind of idea of secrecy. That there isn't really, you don't really know who is and who isn't. That they are a organization to stop the spread of evil or the evil agenda. And they could be anyone, really.
You've likely passed by them a few times. Wouldn't have known.
Yes, I would.
What has your life been, Pups?
And his hand kind of goes forward. You just drop the pin on the table. Am I about right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
See this rusted old emblem. The enamel is chipped away. The actual pin part of itself is slightly bent. Definitely dulled. And the kind of the copper is turned kind of blue. It's very clear to you, Big Fats, that this is a very old pin.
There was a teacher in our school, Miss Target. They were a Harper. They made me a Harper. And they were investigating the Cassalanters. And they saved us and probably died. And I've not met or seen another Harper until recently.
Where'd you see him?
We saved them. It was Never Ember.
Shortstop?
Lord Shortstop.
Ah, fuck titles, man. Well, I suggest that instead of doing the Asmodeus research, then you start seeking out these Harpers, because we will need numbers.
I guess it's good to have a Harper that owes you a favor, no?
Especially when you're in a binding contract with the Archdevil.
Yeah.
Pups, I need to ask you a serious question now. What are you willing to do?
And that Pups' demeanor completely changes. What was previously a down, like shoulders forward, dejected, broken goblin stands up straight, shoulders back, looks Phatts dead in the eye, and just says, "Whatever it takes."
I don't think you fully comprehend my question. You have bartered 4 souls to Asmodeus. You are attempting to offer 4 different souls to Asmodeus. When I ask what are you willing to do, I am talking murder, theft, everything.
So am I.
Good. Remember that.
As you see Big Fat's hands sort of go down and grab the toast, and then remember that you can't eat it, so he puts it back down and pulls out a cigar.
Phatts, I've been prepared to do that since I was 8. I will do what it takes to keep this family safe.
And Big Fats, you look at the mask, and you think that he may have already given something of himself, but you want to see the proof of it now.
What about little Rix?
Little Rick's out.
What about Little Bricks?
Would you kill him? And Phatts walks over and grabs Rix by the scruff of the neck and brings him close to Pups.
And you can see
You
that
said
Rex
anything?
is crying his eyes out, and you've picked him up, and he's gone from the shock to the panic. His arms and legs are going absolutely crazy as he keeps screaming like Big Fats, Big Fats, Big Fats.
Shut up. You said anything, Pups.
If I have to, I'll kill you.
And Phatts puts little Rix down.
Could you do an insight check? As you look him dead in the eyes. And are you telling the absolute truth, Pups?
The stone cold truth.
Does she pop him down? Tap his head.
I would expect you to.
As you see little Rix run into the corner and sort of climb onto the counter and sort of hide in the corner.
Pups hasn't moved, flinched, or blinked away from Phatts' gaze. I don't take kindly to manipulation or the bullying of children. Do not do that again.
I won't. I wouldn't have let you kill him. I love that son of a bitch. But if you're gonna tell me you will do anything for it, don't lie to me. At least now we know where we stand.
Go and look after that little kid.
I will.
As we kind of like sort of like go through from there, we see the I will as we go down toward a cup of tea. As we link towards that dark brown movement, as Big Phatts begins to move over towards Little Rick's, we see the sort of thumping sort of build through. And I think we're going to take a little break.
Woo!
Oh my god.
What a scene!
Oh, so intense.
So intense. We will pick up from the door slams of each of you. So we'll do like a time back each time. So we can kind of see what happens away from the kitchen. Yeah, a lot of people just like, you dare kill Little Riggs. People are furious about that.
No intention of doing that. That wasn't the point.
I knew that you would never do it, and that's why I kind of allowed it to happen. But incredible scene. Thank you very much to everybody in that.
Oh, that was amazing.
A good 45 minutes of performance there. So thank you very much for that. We're going to be back probably in about 15 minutes time, I would imagine, as we return to kind of see Oshi and Baggi's reaction to what's happened as we kind of move forward. Yeah, don't mess with kids or dogs. I know I broke one of those rules. I will not break the other. I've already broken the other. Oh, God. Okay, right. Let me just get onto a break and we'll be fine.
Hang on, before we go. Joe, if you wouldn't mind just dropping the Discord link back into the chat, because I right now am going to put into the Discord for everyone to see the first stages of the brand new Pups artwork. So get yourself over to Discord, get yourself signed up, use that link. I'm dropping it in as soon as the break starts.
Yeah. And then you can envision the pups we were talking to.
Yeah.
But yes, of course. So we'll have a little word from our wonderful friends over at Buck, and then we'll go into a little break. So we'll see you guys in a little while.
Mwah.
Bye.
Who is responsible for this outrageous atrocity? Ta-ta!
Mm.
Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a needed pint and a needed break, I think.
Oh no, bring it more. Give me more.
I really love how we've evolved. I've just saw so many water bottles.
This is actually a pint of tears, Joe.
Oh,
Bitch,
my
please.
There was a moment I thought, oh, has Gabby got a cider or is it a beaner? I'm guessing it's a beaner.
It's a beaner.
Oh, I thought it was a beaner.
Although, good with vodka. Vodka beaner.
Oh,
Squash
never had
girls.
that.
Hashtag
Nice.
squash
The cheekiest of the Vimtos.
Wow. Welly, well.
Wow, wow,
Well
wow.
then.
I
The
know.
family. Oh,
Family's breaking up. Or
yeah.
not.
You know,
Yes.
10 dollars time, you co-sign on a house, and that's when all the problems start coming out, and then you're stuck together by a mortgage, and you don't know what to do about it. Kids start getting threatened, and
People keep using your mugs.
yeah.
Or your frying back handles, like it's
To
just
build
God.
weapons. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. You adopt a child.
So I say in the chat, do say what you thought of the last half. It'd be lovely to hear what you think about it,
Yeah.
and also kind of like what you think kind of will move on, what will happen. Plus no washing up yet. Of like think about kind of what you think might happen. It'd be nice to kind of hear your thoughts. I think those that are lurking in the background, hi. I hope you're enjoying. And you're not. I can't see you, so I just wanted to say hi and hope that you're enjoying yourself. And if you haven't already followed, do drop us a follow. It means a lot to us, probably more than a subscribe, because it means that you're with us for forever. Did everyone see the great image that Dan popped onto the Discord during the break? If you liked it, pop it on the chat and say what you thought of it. I thought it was fantastic, so thank you very much for popping that on, and thank you very much, James Christie, a wonderful artist.
If you want to check him out, he is Moon Bear Bacon with underscores. I'm going to put it in the chat, but I just think it's a brilliant name, Moon Bear Bacon illustration. So I will pop that in now. All people going through the bad news box.
That was me. Just cause, why not?
Yeah.
Don't remind them. Don't mention it.
I secretly really like it. I'm like every now
I
and then.
think we've kind of already spent it. I think this might already be the bad news. Imagine putting bad news on top of this. Oh,
don't.
Oh no, that was it,
it'd be
right?
so great. We could just put more bad news in. Yes, I love it.
Can it just be something really like mundane and domestic though? Like I don't know, the toilet's leaking upstairs or something like
Someone
that.
shit themselves.
Yeah, someone
someone
shits themselves.
or protest poo in the toilet doesn't have any water.
Protest poo.
Bad news. Oh,
Bad
she's done a
news.
protest.
I'm going to be asking might ask the chat at certain points for names of things, so get ready to kind of like pop names in. And keep kind of playing around with us. I'm really enjoying that we're still getting some advantages and disadvantages. We're trying to burn through them. I promise you. They just take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Although it's fair to say that might be a couple of ideas in the fire for some things. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah, there might be. Yeah.
Might be.
Might be.
Yeah,
Might be. I don't know. Might be. Definitely going to put up the price on the points as well.
Oh.
For surezies. But yeah, I would
Premium
also
prices.
I would also ask. We do have a YouTube channel. I would love if you could subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're trying to kind of grow that as well, as a thing. I think catching you guys on Twitch is great, but if you can pop onto YouTube and just pop a subscribe, that would mean the world to us, and it really helps us grow towards something bigger, which is where we want to kind of get towards. Much appreciated. Also, I'd like to say thank you to you for so far. Sekar being so fucking wonderful and playing so well in that first half. I just hope that I've been able to kind of keep you guys secure. That looks like I'm cupping your butts. That's kind of not. Yeah, I'm
My-
cupping your butts. I'm
Helping us
cupping
up
your
the
butts.
stairs. Come on.
My
Yeah.
butt felt
Yeah.
incredibly cupped throughout that
Yeah.
entire thing.
Yeah, same.
But-
I didn't realise it was you. I just thought it was my
Yeah.
cushion.
But also, you know, we've got a culture among the five of us. We know we don't plan things, we don't come up with things, but we all know that everything is done in character. We all know that things are done without malice, and it means that we can play in the scary dark spaces, which is always fun to do.
Yeah, I'm going to use a little code here, which is I'm not Char. I ain't Char, and if you know what that is, that's great. If not, cool. All right, so we let me just change the track because this is the same song again. Okay, so we have just had the scene in the kitchen as we hear the front door slam. The bright sort of summer morning kind of hits the eyes of this Yuan-Ti. And I'm going to go back to the scary music because I think we could probably stick with the scary music throughout this whole episode and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Place your bets on the tone of Oshi's next scene.
Boom,
So you slam-
bum, 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 bum.
She's going for some
Gonna
salsa
go
lessons.
and
She
buy
just didn't want to
some
tell you all.
sugar.
The door slams behind as you kind of, and I think the first thing we see is you opening those palms. And you look down at your palms, and they've just got these like 4 cut marks on each palm, and the blood is kind of pouring down.
And as she wipes her hands down her front, she feels for her dagger, and luckily it's still like on the inside of her like cloak shawl. And she takes a deep breath and just starts walking, and she doesn't know where yet, but she's walking really fast.
And as you, this drow sort of like morning as you walk past.
And she walks. She doesn't notice. And can I do a? I'm trying to find like, can she hear? She's walking, and can she hear anything? Can she hear? I almost think she gets distracted by like the sounds of like a pub that's open, or like a busyness somewhere, like a market or something.
Okay, so you're looking for somewhere where there's people.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So people in the chat, give me a pub name. So let's do a perception with disadvantage. Because I
13?
think 13. Great. You kind of step out to Ceardorn Street, which is just literally outside of your door, and you begin to kind of see that across the way there is a pub on the corner, and it has what looks like a board outside with someone like a big belly that's like, and the whole sign is crooked, and on the side it says the Crooked Gullet across the side of the pub.
She goes in.
To kind of make your way in, can I get a signature drink from the chat, please? As you kind of like see a bunch of kind of different tables around. It's quite empty as it is still the morning, and you can see that there's a satyr behind the bar. Their horns are kind of going around their heads and curling. They've got like what looks like small jewels that are kind of connected in their hair, and they're polishing these ginormous glasses. I mean, they're huge. They're like steins. Right? And they're like cleaning and polishing them all. As she sort of putting them down, it's quite quiet. It seems to be there's a halfling in the corner that's clearly been there since the night before. His head is slumped on the table itself. as you kind of walk over to the morning crew. As you kind of go over to the bar, I think the bar is sort of a straight plank. It's quite nice. It's mahogany, shiny, lots of brass in this place. It's clearly a North Ward pub. It's definitely better than the sort of bars that you've seen before. As you kind of make your way over to a stool.
And she's going to try and catch the attention of the satire.
Morning.
Morning. What do you recommend of a morning?
Morning, I would probably say breakfast, but looking at the sight of you, I'd say the slippery tipple would probably be the best thing for you.
Yeah, one of those then, please.
What you want? And you see her kind of walk over to like clop, 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 clop. And they kind of pull 3 random bottles from the bar top and place down what looks like a straight glass. And she blows on the glass and the glass goes frosty. And then she pours the 3 spirits in. She puts a tiny bit on the bar and flicks it and it slides and sort of sits in front of you. She pops the bottles down. You had a bit of a morning, have you?
Well, you're drinking in the pub at this time, maybe, yeah.
True. She sort of nods over to the guy who's like drooling on the table. Haven't seen you in here before.
Yeah, I'm staying up the road, just doing some work at a house.
Huh?
Mm.
Anywhere I know?
Probably not. It's just outside North Ward.
Sorry, I feel as if I may be overstepping my boundaries a little bit.
It's all right, ask away. You might not always get the truth, though.
Yeah, they sort of belly laugh as giggle through.
So you had this for ever?
Oh, this place?
Mm.
No, I work for my uncle.
Oh.
Uncle owns the place.
Oh.
Chat, can I get a name of the bar person, please? Yeah, so I just do the morning shift, really. Time to clean up, make sure Barry gets home. Look over and it's sort of like there's the bubbles of spit sort of bubble over.
Wow, right. Yeah.
She whispers in, "It's the best shift, because all I gotta do is clean up stuff."
Yeah. I've never worked in a bar, but I can imagine. Well, a pub, whatever this is. It's posh, it's nice.
Posh. All right. Oh, I've turned into a symbol for a bit. Posh. It's all right. Yeah. Well, you're not from. You said you're from outside the North Ward, so.
It's just a house I'm staying at.
Ah. So where
I'm
are you from
actually
original?
have you ever heard of Black Star Lane?
Nah.
It's a bit of a shithole, but just around there.
Is that in the Field District or the Field Ward?
Yeah.
Ah. Let's see. Have a taste, see what you like it.
Oh, she takes a big gulp.
All right, what does it taste like?
Does she like it? It tastes like burning. Like, you know when you feel it coming out your nose, like it doesn't come out of her nose, but like it's like aniseed, like oh, fuck.
Like aftershock.
Yeah.
So you have this kind of a hit of aniseed that kind of kicks through. She's like it?
Yeah, it's delicious. Is it your own mixture?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We called it the oh god, I've lost what the name of it was now. Sorry.
Like slippery tipple?
That's the one. We called it the slippery tipple.
Right. And is it just the mornings you get this, or does your uncle serve it in the afternoon?
Oh,
evening?
We serve it whenever. 3 random bottles from the middle shelf.
Wow. So it's different every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good hook, you know.
And then the door, you hear the door kind of like open. Look behind you. But yeah, I mean, I think, do you want some breakfast or anything? Or you've already eaten?
No, I've already eaten. Thank you. Does it get busier than this?
Usually it's a little bit more busy for the afternoon. Not many daytime drinkers here in the North Ward. I mean, a lot of people, what's the word? Entrepreneurial.
They have jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, one like that.
We get a lot of like housewives and house husbands around about 2 o'clock.
Ah, okay. So how much do I owe you?
We'll just call it. She kind of looks over. You look like you're having a bad day. We'll call it a name.
Oh, I'm Oshi, but don't tell anyone. Yours?
So I'm just looking through the names. People call me Minty. Minty Foxwold.
Minty. Nice. And when you want till?
Probably about 2 o'clock. Why, do you want to have some fun?
No. And Oshi downs her drink. And she turns in her seat. And can she do another perception check?
Yeah.
Please. Just to see who she sees.
Yep, do perception.
Oh, it's a crit, baby.
Cool. You see this kind of like half. I know you see this human kind of walk in as the doors kind of slam but close behind them. And they walk over to the bar. You can see there's a big cut right across their face here. They're in kind of more resplendent clothing, sort of like quite not posh, but good clothes. They're not dirty. Definitely not yesterday's shirt. As he kind of walks over to the bar. Right, Minty. I'll just have a shot, please. So, no worries. Trying to think of a name now. Oh, let's have a look. Have I got any names on here that I could use? And she's like, yeah. Yeah, of course, Lontil. She kind of pours him a shot of whiskey. So bang, bang. Another. She pours it out. He looks at you. What the fuck are you looking at?
Oh, nothing, believe me.
Takes a sip. Puts it down. See many of your kind around?
Wish I could say the same about you, human.
Ah. Yeah. Well, I can clearly see when I'm not appreciated.
What happened to your face? Did you piss someone else off?
Kind of clicks his knuckles together. Problems with, let's call it an occupational hazard.
You mustn't be very good at it then.
You can see that it's a very old scar.
You've got better, rising through the ranks?
Yeah. We're butcher.
You're a butcher.
Yeah.
What, a cow bite back?
You looking for trouble?
No. You?
And leans forward. Because I think you found it.
Well, that's always fun, but look, I've got to go. Thank you so much, Minty. It was so nice to meet you.
He sort of turns, he sort of goes, you ain't got a scar on you. Rather good at your job, or never really done a proper job.
And Oshi turns and says, "There's always time to find out."
All right.
Not in here though. We don't want to make a mess of Minty's place, do we?
True. He kind of gets up. Come on
And Oshi leaves.
in. And he kind of follows you out.
Is there any alleys, like little alleys around?
Oh yeah, there's fucking loads of alleys. All right, so you go down like, I think you go across Windbourne Way, and you pop down the alley into a courtyard. It seems very quiet. It seems as if it's like the back alley of like shops and different tradespeople. And he turns to you and he's like, "Right, lost my job today. I'm in the mood."
You lost your job.
Oh. I lost my job. And I'm in the fucking mood.
For what?
He pulls out a rapier.
I think you've misunderstood what my job is.
And then it clocks. And he puts the rapier in the sheath. What?
Oh, did you? No, quite the opposite.
Oh.
But if you've lost your job and you have no money, then...
No, I've got money. I've got money.
Oh, okay. Is it just, what, my kind?
Oh, I thought you wanted to fight. You were so rude in there, I thought that you wanted to fight me.
Caught your attention, got you outside, didn't I?
It's true, and he starts looking over at the rooftop, seeing if anyone's going to jump him. I thought they were going to do a roll on it. Yeah, he sees that there's no one around. Well, how do you want to do this?
Well, is this secluded enough for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine. He's already put his hands in his pocket, sort of rolling around for coins.
Well, how much have you got?
And he kind of pulls out like 3 gold pieces, which is fairly standard rate in his mind anyway, for the North Ward.
As soon as you've lost your job, I'll do it for 3.
Kind of like pops it on the floor. Whoop.
Hmm?
He kind of like takes your hand and leads you over to the wall. I'm going to ask you where this is going.
She's going to try and slit his throat.
Okay.
Because she wants to try and get death here again.
Okay. So let's do a performance check.
Okay. Oh, sugar. Have I got many advantages? I just realised.
Yeah, I think you got loads.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Right, performance check. Oh, 23. Oh, I mean, let's use the advantage.
It's a crit. All right. So you begin to kind of the scene where they sort of put your back against the wall, and you kind of hoist your skirts up. Oh no, you undo your trousers because you've got trousers on, don't you?
Yeah.
And we begin in kind of like the moment that you are giving the greatest performance. Like he thinks he's doing great. He's not, but he thinks he's doing great. And
I don't think it gets to like a point though.
No, I think it's like
he thinks he's like really gearing stuff up. He's getting everybody hot and involved, and she's
That's the one.
Yeah.
And he turns around to drop his trousers. Essentially, is what happens, and then you go up behind him.
Yeah.
And you just pop it straight by his throat. Do
Yeah.
you wait, or do you just go straight across?
No, just straight in.
It's as the blood begins to pour down, you turn him to look at you. You stare him in the eyes. What do you say to him as he begins to die?
You don't have to worry about not having a job anymore.
And you can see his soul begin to kind of pour through. And the only things you hear is, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. As you bring the soul into your necklace. As you see a cloaked figure stood on a rooftop. He glides down. A single day. He kind of places his hand on the corpse. This bony hand comes out of the cloth. So why did you want me to come here?
There have been some developments. It appears I'm going to need to see Asmodeus.
And it just the hand stops. That's not possible.
My lord, you surely are able.
The question is why would a baker be interested in the works of a tobacconist?
You know him, though?
Yes.
And his dealings?
Of course, his dealings. I deliver them.
Do you remember everyone you delivered to him?
Of course.
My friend was accidentally taken to him.
There is no accidents.
A deal was made and it shouldn't have been.
I assume that Asmodeus would disagree. And the person who made such a deal.
Well, neither of them are here, and I'm saying it shouldn't have happened.
You sit on the same shelf. Your sand timer.
I do.
So this is a selfish act.
I want my friend to be where he should be.
That is not possible. I have delivered him.
I need him out.
The only way to do that is to go down and get him yourself.
And make another deal.
Not necessarily.
If I were to do that, would there be any hope of me getting out?
To the dark place. Place that I do not wish and do not like to send people to. But I often deliver such as the things. People are not good. People make deals for different reasons. Some for wealth. Some to keep children safe. Some to keep themselves safe. Asmodeus is not one to be trusted, yet I am always the one to deliver the contract. I deliver the souls. I see the consequences. Who is your friend?
He was a dwarf.
I have
Tom.
seen many, many dwarves.
His name was Tunk, and he may have been saying something about sheep.
Yes. He skipping through grass towards the sheep, towards his family, and was pulled down. He stood before Asmodeus himself.
If I were to go down, would you come with me?
No. It is not my business. Nor is it the rules.
Do you know anything of people who are still alive?
They are merely sand-timers.
The Cassalanters have a large shelf, I assume?
Not particularly.
Grand, above many other people?
No.
Sorry, Sandtimers.
All is equal in the eyes of death. But 3 of them sit on a different shelf. The 3 children.
How old are they now?
The 2 youngest would be 18 now, though they are not the form that they were born into. The eldest would be 26.
Hmm.
And again, they are not what they originally were. But I believe you have seen them.
Not for 10, maybe 11 years.
Chains, Oshi. The attic.
Hmm.
Hide and seek. Come find me. And your mind kind of goes back to the Cassalanter villa where you were playing hide and seek with what's the twins called? What are twins called? Gosh, I need to quickly jump in onto the line and find out what the names of the kids are. I want to say it was the 2 children are I'm being as fast as I can, people on the stream. I'm very sorry. Alzrina and Lorenzo,
Yeah.
the 2 youngest, and you were playing kind of hide and seek with them, and you saw a possibility of like a secret door that you could kind of go and hide in, and you ran upstairs, and you saw what looked like a devil, completely covered in chains. The chains are whipping around. As your eyes kind of fixated, you remember standing still. And then the next action you remember was being sent to the Cassalanters. You've seen them before.
Do they all take that form now?
They all take forms of... So I'm just changing my mic. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
They've all taken forms of devils now. But they're still here. First payment.
Payment.
Their sand timers sit on a special shelf. There must be a payment.
To Asmodeus.
Possibly. I will know where their time on the sand timer ends.
For me to get their Sandtimers, there has to be payment to you.
Not to me. I am but
So-
death.
Mm.
I deliver the souls. Nothing more.
Devils want to go back to hell.
I think that is the aim. I know that the Cassalanters have moved many sandtimers to a special shelf. Many small sandtimers. And you can see that there's a sense that his shoulders kind of drop slightly. Maybe a slight remorse.
They still move the smaller sandtimers.
No. And some still collect. Some are moved onto the special shelf.
Are they still in the same house?
What do you mean by that question?
As in, like, have the parent of the big Cassalanters moved? Like the
No,
adults?
no, this is just the children have moved. That's
Right,
it.
okay.
So he's like, the Cassalanters, so Victoria and Amelia, their sandtimers stay in their rightful positions.
My lord, I need them to move.
That is not my power. I merely deliver the souls.
Will you be here every time I take a soul?
No. This one was special to you.
Mm.
Or at least the purpose was special. I can tell you that the Cassalanter sandtimers have been collecting more and more smaller sandtimers onto the special shelf.
They need to be stopped.
That is not for me to say. I simply move the souls. Now, they pulls out a pocket watch. Is there anything else, Harbinger?
I find it quite comforting that you're here.
Only the desperate feel comfort from me. Let's kind of raise up. We see the two of you sort of standing there. And it's almost as if like a scene is like flashed, like a what's the word? A frame from the film has been removed, and then it's just one of you, it's just you stood there, this bleeding corpse behind you, as your head kind of falls down. And then we see you kind of raise up and look towards another alleyway, and you start to take a walk off.
Can she grab the gold?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was the standard.
Oh, okay,
So,
thanks.
could you add? I think it's about 15 gold in his pockets as well. So
Yeah,
he's
cool.
sort of like everything he has. As we kind of see you kind of walk off, and we do hear a slam, bang, as the door slams behind Baggi.
We see at the end of Baggy's fingertips, as well as there being like sort of blood beginning to dry, there's like sparks coming off of them, and she just sort of stands in her room and just breathes really heavily, like desperately trying to calm herself. And she goes to reach in her pocket and realizes it's covered in glass, and just pulls off her jacket and just like throws it on the floor, and the whole time her hands are still sparking. And she just immediately thinks, I need to do something. And so she starts like rummaging through all the stuff that she has in there, like bits and bobs, and she finds an old alarm clock. And it just thinks, I know how to fix this. This is really easy. She grabs a screwdriver, puts it in her mouth, starts like fiddling with the stuff, gets the back off, gets the screwdriver in, and it's almost like as she's doing it more and more and more, her hands are just like almost starting to flame, like these purple and golden like shots coming off. And she ends up just smashing it on the floor, and that has more kind of release and feels better than actually trying to do what she would normally do, which is fix stuff. And, you know, she knows how to do that, but in this case it's like, no, that's not going to cut it. And so she just starts breaking everything, pretty much. She's, for the time being, leaving stuff that she's just been working on and focusing on all the bits that just sort of came with her that happened to still be there, what she was working on with Honest Prices, and is just smashing it. And I think she has a moment of sort of looking at the carnage around her, and still there's like this pit in the pit of her stomach, in almost in her lungs. She is like filled with this need to expel some like chaotic energy, and she can feel it, that like she's gonna cast chaos bolt or something, and instead she decides, actually no, I'm gonna mend this and then I'm gonna break it. So she just continually mends the alarm clock. It's like these sparks come out of her hands, and the alarm clock just goes back together, and she just throws it at another wall, grabs something else, mends that, throws it, and like literally the room is just being filled with like crash, ping, and like sparks flying, like smash, smash, smash. And it probably goes on for what feels like an hour.
And she's sort of like continually kind of smashing and grabbing and mending, smashing, grabbing, mending, as she starts to kind of hit her fist against the wall, and it smashes and cracks, and she mends her own arm and smashes against the wall. It breaks, she mends her own arm. She smacks against the wall. It breaks, she mends her own arm. As it like the bones are shattering every single time that she's smacking against the wall. As she begins to smash up a brooch, she breaks up a watch, she breaks up her spyglass, she breaks up, I'm trying to think of other things that you're working on, but it becomes in this kind of motion of like, you break yourself and fix it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to do anything. As this moment, as you turn and you smack into the wall, and you feel all of your knuckles break at the same time. And she sits down, bang, onto the floor.
And she holds her hand to her chest and just sobs, basically, and almost like that real teetering on the edge of like crying and laughing hysterically, and is just focusing on this pain because it's something other than like the hurt, and the she doesn't know what to do with this emotion, so it's more of like a focus. And then a horrible thought just flashes across her mind, which is, this could be what Tunk's been feeling ever since he died, or worse, and then her brain just starts spiraling into all these different situations where Tunk is being harmed in some way. And it gets to a point where she suddenly realizes that she can't just sit there anymore, she can't break things anymore, she has to focus on sorting it out. And so kind of scrambles over to a satchel that's in like the corner of the room that has books that she's carried with her for years, like from her time like in with her family to school to now. And in there, the book on the very top of the satchel comes out. It's really old and worn and torn, and she opens it up, and inside there's like a little cut out rectangle, and all of the pages have been glued together years ago, to the point where they're like flaking now at the edges. And she pulls out this other book that just carefully slots perfectly in the middle, and she starts like flicking through it, and it opens actually naturally at one of like the pages further in. And then as she flicks back, because she knows she needs to go back years, and in there you can sort of see how the handwriting gradually gets worse as she goes further back in. And as we see that, we kind of flash past like all this stuff that was very school based, like a list of, you know, the adventurers, as they called themselves, and then like another list of like where she's just written the word privilege, and then there's like a list of names like Justin, Cassalanters, Phelan's ? Elfons, Oshi ? And she's going through and she's just searching for any clue. And we see Tunk's name in a tiny little paragraph, and she starts reading it, and it says, Monday, lunchtime, Tunk was really upset, said he'd seen some things, not sure if he's okay, if it's the truth. Maybe he's just not feeling very well. And then like delusional ? And there's all these different kinds of notes about people's behavior at that time. And there's things like UD ? And all this kind of stuff that they were trying to solve. And there is even mention of the 9 hells from when they were in the library. And she is shaking at this point, and it's almost like it is real. It's actually real. And that spurs her then to focus on, well, if it's real, then it's a real problem. So she goes closer to current day. And one of the last things that she actually wrote was the name Ralph Lomley. And next to it, it just said, the article of us being heroes. And for some reason, she thinks he might be able to help. If he knew about the 4 of us, then maybe he's going to know a lot about the people in this area, about the Cassalanters. Maybe he knows more about them and their secrets, because these are the people that she obviously needs to target. Can I do a wisdom saving throw for something, Joe?
Of course you can.
Because I'm really intrigued. I don't know which way I want this to go.
What's the number?
Let's say, oh God, I think it should be quite high. Oh, actually, maybe not. Let's go 12, because
12.
I feel like Baggi would have made a note of this, but I want to see if she has or not. Let me... Boink!
19.
19. Yes. So she gets the name Ralph Lomley, and then she very quickly sort of skips back to where there was more about her time at the Cassalanters, and she sees that next to a little a page called like library. She said, there's a note that says, went to the library today, found out Cassalanters, money problems ? And so for her, she's like, okay, so this is, we know probably that their deal was to do with money. That's how that started. But
And
she's
she
desperate
pins-
to know.
And she looks up at this soft, what's the word? It's sort of like plaster of the wall, and she writes down money, and she gets a small like nail and stuffs it on the wall. and gets a piece of string and wraps it around.
Yeah. And I think she continues to do that with the names that she knows that she needs to look into. So she'll write, obviously, the Cassalanters. She'll put up about the Institute. Also, actually, probably about the Phalans as well. And kind of list all these like big establishments that she thinks maybe there's something to do with the Cassalanters. Maybe this is those are the people that I need to go and talk to. I don't know how. And then while she's looking at the papers and stuff, she suddenly realizes she has the paper so she can send messages. So she gets out this piece of paper and she gets her pen, her special pen, and just writes, Ralph Lomley needs to speak with you urgently. Meet me down Inmar Street today, 6 p.m. And her hands spark around it and it folds in on itself until it creates this bird and then just out the window.
It's straight out the window. So
Gone.
you kind of have a look at like the broad spectrum of things. Could you do an investigation check for me, please?
Yes. Da-da-da-da-da. Please be good. Or 11.
11. Okay. You get fixated on like because I think you're beginning to kind of build this huge kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've written the number 9 down on a piece of paper and it's on the wall. 9 years. And you've kind of got this huge thing about 9. And you start to kind of pin down the names of people. Especially as Pups has been talking about 9 years. And you remember... I'm going to give you this, yeah. You remember the first day you went to Cassalanters Institute for Unfortunate Children. And the reporters... And they said about Ollivander not being in the city. And you also remember them hearing about Elzarina and Terenzio and the Cassalanters being there and saying, we want to give the same opportunities to these children as Elzarina and Terenzio have had. And you make that connection. Oh, that is wonderful. Sorry. My really great friend has just arrived with some fantastic things. Thank you very, 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 very much, Dean. I love you so, so much. But you remember the idea of 9 years old. Miss you, man. I really fucking miss you. And you see that this idea of like they had to be 9 because Elzarina and Terenzo were 9. Why did they make the deal? Is the question that comes in your head. Wealth is not enough. What did they do? What did they do? And you write that down. Why? What did they do? What did they sell? What was the price? And that becomes the focus of your brain. What is the price for the wealth? Because they've obviously had troubles and then they didn't. There had to have been a problem somewhere. As you then start connecting that to Cassalanters, the Institute. Why were we all had to sit there at 9 years old? Why were 9-year-olds disappearing? And that becomes the most important question for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is the a DM sort of question? Is the Cassalanters Institute for Unfortunate Children still going?
Yes.
Right. And it's at that moment where Baggi realizes that whatever the deal was or why it was made is something far, far bigger than just wealth. Because if those children are basically being sacrificed every time one of them turns 9, but why 9? And I think she just carries on investigating everything, looking back over past things, and she's focusing now on every single tiny little detail, not even just about like the Cassalanters names, or every time Tunk's name is mentioned, she reads that with more of a kind of delicate nature than anything else, because it's like precious now that she knows.
What's the kind of the line? What's the memory that you kind of land on as she kind of sits back at her chair?
She lands on the memory of when they kind of first got close, and it was Tunk coming over to Baggi when Baggi was actually investigating a cockroach that had previously been killed by Puggle. And she was kind of nursing it back to health almost, as well as like writing down how many legs it had and how many legs it should have, because one of them definitely got eaten by accident. And she's very engrossed in it, and Tunk comes over it and just sort of asks, can I come play too? And he kind of very heavy-handed goes to like pet it with his finger, like, and Baggy's like, no! And grabs his hand, and he's like, I just wanted to pet it. And then Baggi literally has to sort of explain to Tunk how if you pet it too hard, it won't like it, and also it isn't a pet, it's an insect, and it's a really powerful insect. And I think because he showed interest in what she was doing, and it was something that normally no one else really would speak to her about, they'd kind of just think it was a bit weird, or like Pups was never really bothered, he was more like interested in the fighting, and Oshi didn't really like bugs and stuff, she was more into like sparkly stuff, or I don't know, talking to other people, and for Tunk to come into that space and actually kind of want to learn, and it was a moment of sharing something that she found really, really interesting, and for the first time not having anyone judge her for it.
What are you doing with her?
Well, was a bit poorly earlier, as you saw, and then Grak made it come back to life. So I just want to make sure that it's going to be able to fly, because these can fly, you know.
It can fly?
Yeah. So the wings on its back are really, really hard. But you still have to be careful. I don't want you to squish it. But they're really, really hard. Almost like if you tap your fingernail, it's almost like made out of that.
It's made out of fingernails?
What? It's as strong as a fingernail.
So you think if I put fingernails on my back, I could fly as well?
You need quite a lot of fingernails, but it's kind of cool though, right? It's like it has its own shield, and then they sort of go out like this and fly off. I mean, we could try and make it fly if you want to.
You're real smart, Baggi. I want to see you make it fly.
Okay, well, I mean, they normally kind of fly when they're scared or they're ready to go, and I think this one is ready to go, but it needs a bit of an oomph. So,
You want me to scare her?
how about, because you wanted to touch it, how about you really gently like tap it just on its back, right at the very back. And Baggy kind of like points exactly to where to tap it, but really gently. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
three taps, and then
Three
I
taps.
think it should be enough to kind of spook it so it flies a bit.
Okay.
Then,
But do be
Okay.
careful.
and then we see the ink begin to run down the page as this huge drop of water or salt water lands on the words cockroach, Tunk made it fly. And the Y is now drooping down as we see Baggy sobbing into her diary. We can then look behind, the camera kind of goes behind her head as she's crying, and we see that wealth of information around in front of her. And then she remembers of this idea of play. Everybody wants to play. Everybody is a part of it. So you kind of look up and you think about all of the children's souls that have now gone. And you start almost like calculating it in your head. And you realise it's getting close. Like, if you took a child, how many birthdays are there in a child's in a classroom? How many times do they probably have a birthday? How many times of those are going to be 9? And you start to come up to a number which is close to 1,000. But it's not quite there. It's not quite 1,000. And you then write the number 1,000 on a piece of paper. And you put it next to another piece of paper that says souls. I'll have to turn it into a plug again. And then you write a piece of paper and you put the name Tunk on it and you put it under the name of the souls.
Mm.
So you kind of fly out away from you.
Evie James.
Evie James.
Oh, thanks.
So we fly out and to see the sun sort of moving in the sky. We sort of can't get through to sort of later. Exactly. Everybody in the chat is like smashed it. Wow, wonderful. Bravo. As we see the sun sort of begin to move and we see somebody walking in sort of a dark hood. Their shadow is sort of sweeping as if like the sun is kind of moving around them. As we see like a bottle drop from their hands as they continue walking the streets. As we see Oshi. She's now walked down. I'm gonna say down towards just past the market. So she's gone kind of a good old journey towards the castle ward as you're making your way through to the castle ward. As this, like, you kind of go towards the market and you see that there's lots of different stalls around. And you go towards just like a fruit seller. And you kind of look down at the different fruits that's available. Interested in something?
Yeah. What's that one? Like, it's hairy.
That's a very interesting fruit. Chat, give me a name of a fruit, please. That's a very interesting fruit. It comes all the way from the south. Don't have very much of them. Wasn't very often.
Oh.
Why, are you interested?
What does it taste like?
And you kind of look at it, and he says, "It's a bonko nut."
Doesn't sound very nice.
But you think of the word bunkle nut, and you are reminded that one was taken from you, by your sister. Do you want a bunkle nut?
How much?
And then this person kind of steps in. It's all right. I'll get it for her. As you kind of look across and you see the tax next to you. Following you for a while, I have. Fucking hell, you go for a walk, don't you?
Yeah, and?
Oh, sorry. It's your bunkle nut.
Thanks.
Did you do the job?
Pardon?
Did you do the job?
Oh, yeah. 2. I can show you one now if you want.
Oh, no. It's all right. Fucking. He kind of looks around and sort of. Oh, look, there's a nice tea stand over there. Let's go have some sweet tea.
No. I meant I could show you one of the bodies. It's probably still there.
Oh, I don't want to be near a body, thanks.
Oh.
You got proof? That's all I want.
And she fishes in her pockets and looks for the lock of hair.
He sort of grabs it. And he pulls out a stone from his pocket and sort of wipes the hair across the stone. Whoa, that was you.
Yeah. Why?
You killed the Lord. Nice.
Yeah.
And he kind of like hands it back. It's like, that was fucking proper balls that. Whoa. Yeah. I just thought you'd kill anyone, but like, go for a Lord.
Well, he wronged me, so you can't just kill for no reason, can you?
Oh, so it was personal.
Yeah.
What are you doing down here anyway?
Oh, trying to buy some fruit.
It's gonna roll an insight on that. One D20. Oh, it didn't work. Still not working. My apologies, everybody. Terrible. All right, so well, fair enough. Are you interested? Mind if I join you?
For fruit?
Yeah. I might as well pick some stuff up. It's my nan's birthday soon. Oh, I might pick her up something nice.
Oh, nice.
I'm very aware that I'm really aware that he sounds a little bit like Alphonse at the moment. He's not going to sound like Alphonse again.
No. Okay. I don't think he does. He didn't really think that.
Nah, something nice and shiny, I think. She deserves it. She's my old petal.
Just you and your nan, is it?
Yeah. Nobody else really knows about my nana, but you're not a threat, are you? You're not going to kill my nana. No. Same way that I wouldn't kill any of your friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my granny's already dead, so you wouldn't be able to kill her.
Well, my apologies. He sort of pulls out a little hip flask, opens it up as a whiff. See you, Nana. Look,
Thanks.
I've got plenty of jobs available. Now that you proved yourself, I've got lots of jobs available. If you want them.
You just trust me to do them?
Your name is known.
My surname?
Yep.
My family name?
Yep.
Do I get fee and a half then?
Fuck off, no. They sort of like giggle together as they kind of walk down. Do you want a sausage roll? I might get a sausage roll.
I love sausage rolls.
He gets a couple of sausage rolls. He doesn't pay for them. He hands it over. So I did a job for him once. Get free sausage rolls. It's pretty sweet.
And you got paid?
Yeah. I do nothing for not payment. You mad?
Have you ever dipped a sausage roll in gravy?
No.
Oh, you should. Do a job for someone who makes really nice gravy. Get free gravy and dip sausage rolls in.
He's like,
Sorry.
He starts looking around. It's like, everyone got a gravy. And he turns around and you can see there's like 4 guys behind him, like hidden. It's like, oi, Trev, go find someone who makes gravy. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I mean, the last time I saw you, you doing a job. Before that, you were drunk and losing money. And this time I'm seeing you laugh. It's nice.
Yeah. A weight's been lifted. And it kind of feels like I don't have anything to lose anymore.
Ah, nice. Well, look. And he sort of like drops something in your pocket. Look at that when you're on your own. It's got to be done by tomorrow.
Do I not get any training?
Ah, you've had enough training. Look at you.
What happens if people ask questions?
They ask questions, you know nothing about this.
What happens if they find the body and they ask questions?
It's your problem. If you rat out a guild, we'll probably kill you in prison.
What, and there's no protection?
Nah. It's gold. He sort of smiles at you. You see there's a little gold tooth in here. That's it. There's no risk. There's no reward.
Mm.
Come on. You know that's the only reason that we do this. The gold could be by the by. Gold's an added bonus. Putting your life on the line for the thrill. You might get caught.
What would you do with the body then?
Oh, just let God deal with it.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm not asking you to kill anyone on this first job.
Oh.
You'll get there. Start there. Work your way up.
Okay.
So how long I've been in the guild?
103 years.
Close. 27. But you got to work your way up. And I'm not even the top.
Mm.
I just handle newbies.
Well.
And if you want people to take you seriously, yes, you got a good surname, but if you want people to take you seriously, you're going to have to work it hard. Probably harder than most.
Deal.
Oh, gravy. Wicked. All right, let's have a look at this. Tom begins dunking his sausage roll. He said, as a bite, he said, "Oh, oh, that is something else." Nice. And he kind of pulls out puts a little bit of whiskey into the gravy, puts it back in his pocket. This guy's crazy. He's like, "Look, just give us a shout. Probably shout it to the wind or something. Somebody will hear you. Somebody will get back to me, and then I'll come and see you when the job is done." All right?
All right.
You sure you're all right?
Yeah. Fine, why?
No, he isn't. See you in a bit. He's like,
Oh,
oh, what?
tell your nan. Happy birthday.
I will. Thank you very much. It wanders off. And you can see as he turns around, he dunks his sausage roll in, eats the last part, and goes, puts his hand down, pulls out a pocket watch out of somebody's pocket and pops it in his own pocket and wanders through as he continues off, leaving you to kind of continue on. As we kind of go back round, as we leave you in the kind of the market, and we go back up to the kitchen. Big Fats, where are you now? Are you still in the kitchen? Or are you are?
Yeah. Trying to coax little Rix down from on top of the shelves.
And little Rex is sort of like stood at the back. Sort of right on the top of the cupboards. Where all the dust and grime lives. And he's just like, you're gonna try and kill me?
I wasn't gonna hurt you.
Yeah, a bull rubbish.
Come down and we'll have a conversation.
No.
Listen, little Rix. I made a promise to your father that I wouldn't let any harm come to you.
Yeah, you didn't promise me, did you?
Well, then I promise you now. I will let no harm come to you.
Can you do
But I also intend to teach you things.
You taught me so far there are consequences. This is a consequence, Big Fats.
Well, looks like you're learning.
What's your promise?
I promise I will not let anyone hurt you.
Pop your pinky up.
All right.
And a massive metallic hand raises towards the shelf.
And he puts his finger, it's like a whole hand over your pinky. Look me in the eyes and swear it again.
It's been a day of deals, hasn't it? I swear to you that whilst under my protection, no harm will come to you.
If it does.
But I need you to make me a deal as well.
Go on.
You have to trust me. And know the things I'm doing are for your benefit.
Okay. It's for my benefit.
That's right.
He leans forward on top of the shelves and says, I know your pin. And you know that he's talking about a particular, like, piece of metal that's about this big that is hidden somewhere on your body. That if you pull it, it all shuts down.
How did you find out where that is?
You were doing the pretend sleeping, not sleeping. And I was curled up underneath your feet. And I looked up and I saw it.
You know not to pull that pin, right?
And you know not to let any harm happen to me.
You know what, little Rex? I'm surprised you weren't my son.
And
you got yourself a deal.
One more thing. And he's like, still holding on. So, I want a bag of sweeties and I want them today.
Half a bag of sweeties.
Half today, half tomorrow.
Half a bag of sweeties and you recite all 18 tobacco that I taught you 2 days ago.
It's like, dealsies.
Fine.
And he jumps off and lands onto your hand, then rolls up over your head and sits on top of your head as usual. As he looks down, Pups, are you still here?
Yeah, Pups hasn't left the room.
And he kind of whispers into Big Fats' ear, "Is Mr. Pups all right?"
No, he is not. But that's good. Because he shouldn't fucking be all right.
Can I give him the other half of the bag of sweets I'm supposed to have?
That's your decision to make.
Okay.
Although I think he might want a cigar.
Okay. I could roll him one. It probably tastes like cherries.
You ask him. See what he wants.
Mr. Pupsies.
Pups has just been sat there like cross-legged, like trying to meditate, and just opens his eyes.
And then he kind of climbs down Big Phatts and then wanders up towards Pups as your eyes kind of open. And you see this child. Innocent child. Stood in front of you. He goes, Mr. Pupsies.
Yeah, little Ricks.
Do you want a sweetie or a cigar?
I want a sweetie.
Mr. Pupsies,
Yeah.
does this always happen to adventurers?
No.
You
Not
don't
every
have- You don't have to lie to me, Mr. Pupsies. I'm a big boy.
You are. You are, and I'm proud of you for what you just said. But it doesn't always happen to adventurers like that, but it's not all glory. It's not all valor and titles and gold. Sometimes it's loss, hurt, and lies and deception, and sometimes you lose people, you know.
And he kind of swings forward and just grabs hold of your neck. As he begins to hug you, as we kind of come out through the kitchen door, we see that Baggi is stood on the wall and has overheard you say that. And halfway through that conversation, Oshi has come through the main door and has overheard some of it, not all of it. As we leave with little Rick sort of holding onto your neck. And as we fade to black, we hear the words, silly sausage. As we fade to black.
Ooh!
That was amazing.
Okay.
Oh, God, that's so good.
Absolutely wonderful, guys. Thank you so much.
What a session.
For playing
What a
today.
session.
It's so good. I have to say, the memory on Evie James.
On Evie James.
Mate, you're like Hermione.
Oh,
Oh my God, yeah.
it's so good.
Taking so many notes, it all paid off.
It was so wonderful to kind of hear lots of those callbacks. So fucking brilliant. Well done. But well done to everybody, and thank you for the patience as we saw kind of a split kind of story. I'd be really interested to see what kind of happens next week. I want to have a big love to Infal, Dean Caxey for bringing people here. It was so wonderful to see you. I fucking love you, Dean. I've missed you so much since you've moved to Norway, and I really hope I can see you at some point. And if you really enjoyed Diablo, if you're a game player, go and check out Infal. They are a fantastic game of Diablo 2. But this has been a wonderful session. I've loved you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Guys, chat, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
And
I wonder if
guys,
there's any... Yep. There you go.
yeah, so sorry, buddy. So people who have just joined, please give us a follow so you can see when we're streaming. We've got we go every Monday live for season 3. On Fridays we also rerun our season 2, and then we sometimes jump on for some fun and games. And you're just about here in time for our anniversary celebrations, which happen in a month. So give us a follow. If you liked what you saw today, we'll continue the story as we go on. And if you are up late tonight, check out our sister station, DM Philly, DMFILLY, because they're starting a little side quest with none other than Mr. Kirk Clark, and that starts at 2 a.m. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. Wolf Trophy. I'm glad that you enjoyed as much as you got here. Hopefully you can join us again next week. It would be lovely if you could join us again next week. But as usual, keep planning heists against your landlords, peeps. Keep causing trouble and keep protesting everything you possibly can. Love you guys very much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.